All right, we're live. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I'm your host, Robert Michaels. We have a great show lined up for tonight. You're going to enjoy this one if we can get Chris to connect to the internet. Oh, look at them feeding back and everything. It's like old days. This is fantastic. Well, I'm excited. We've got a great show lined up for tonight. If I could figure out how to get this computer to work. If you know anybody that works at Google, we need to talk to those people. They need to fix Google Hangouts. We literally spent the whole half an hour of the pre-show trying to fix the connectability. Chris, Predator Paramotor, is trying to connect as we speak. All kinds of people are logging on. Welcome. So glad that you're here. As everybody starts to log on, we've got all kinds of good things. We're going to do some giveaways tonight. And one of the giveaways is a smoke machine. The smoke machine is from ppgsmoke.com. PPG Smoke has all kinds of gear, all kinds of different little deals that you can add to your paramotor. One of those is a follow cam that just got released. There's going to be some changes also. Let's say maybe you're a free flight guy and you win the contest. I'm not sure how that works, but if you won the contest and you don't want a smoke machine because you don't have a paramotor and you want an alternative prize, the alternative prize is the chase cam. And this is made by, it's on the website for PPG Smoke. I should probably find out if he has a separate website for that. But anyways, that is we're going to be giving that away tonight. We've also, sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. We've got some new sponsors for the show, and I'm pretty excited about that. I do want to just kind of rattle off the guys that have been sponsoring the show so far, and I'm going to do a little screen share like I did last week, just to make it formal. A few of the guys watch the show have schools, and so they reached out to me and asked if they could sponsor the show. And if you're interested in sponsoring the show, you can do that by going to paraglidingtalk.com and then click on sponsors, or you can do /sponsors and find the details at the bottom of the page. And you can also see who's sponsoring the show. Maybe, if you see your name is not on there and you'd say, you know what, I want my name on the sponsorship page at paraglidingtalk.com. Reach out to me and I'll put it on there and set you up with some advertising.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Robert. I'll save you the hassle, man. I'll just take the chase cam dealie, instead of the smoke machine when I win.
It's too late. You already got the smoke machine.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I'll take the chase cam this time. So when I win, because it's. I haven't been here since last time Google decided.
I need another monitor. Can I get another moderator to mute him? I'm just kidding.
That's all right.
Let me do the screen share here. By the way, Sean, thanks again for sending me that wing. That's such a cool thing. I know the kids are gonna love it. He sent over a little 4-meter kiting wing, and it's not for kiting like practicing paragliding, but kiting literally like a kite. And I'll be putting out some videos. We'll go play around with it in the park. Here, let me do a screen share here. How about that? How do I do this? Screen share. Boom. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. All right. So this show is brought to you by Fly My with an I, flymyppg.com. This is Mike Cotter's school. The Fly Michigan powered paragliders. You can find them at Fly MIPPG, like Michigan, flymyppg.com. And if you want to just go to the website, you can just click here for more info about his school and what's going on. If you want to get your feet off the ground, that's a great place. He's been a guest on the show, and so no stranger to any of us. Also, iFly Indiana sponsors the show. iFly Indiana powered paragliding. If you're interested in flying paramotors, no better place to get the proper training than iflyindiana.com. Kevin and his team will help you get your feet off the ground. Check out iflyindiana.com. The show is also brought to you by Tri-State Skywalkers. Tri-State Skywalkers are a group actually that's there in the Columbus area, and they have an incredible thing going on over there. And actually, Brandon has a show now on Sunday nights that you need to check out. I put that link in the description, and you can find out what's going on his page by clicking the link here. And so Tri-State, Brandon, I really appreciate you supporting the show and being a moderator with your flying excellence. Brandon has a history of flying helicopters and powered paragliders, and I think he has a fixed wing certification as well. And so he's got all kinds of good stuff. And there's Chris. All right, man. Welcome. This show is also brought to you by Paramotor, paraorangeproducts.com. If you're looking for quality products that are handmade in the USA for paramotoring and paragliding sports, you need to check out paraorangeproducts.com. Click the link in the description, and you can find out what's going on their website. They sell all kinds of stuff, including gear, wings, all kinds. Just go check them out, and you won't be disappointed. Really appreciate. Larry's also a moderator of the show. Larry's with us tonight, and if you want to ask him questions in the chat, feel free to do that. And you can get a hold of him at larry@paraorangeproducts.com if you have questions for him. Show is also brought to you by ppgsmoke.com. Ryan Roberts and his team have created all kinds of cool stuff, including the chase cam, smoke machine, and other things. And there's going to be some new stuff coming out shortly. You're not going to want to miss that. Show is brought to you by paramotortools.com. Paramotor Tools LLC. If you're looking for a way to keep your motor running, have the tools that you need with you when you're flying, go to paramotortools.com. They have what you're looking for. So without further delay, I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We've got a great show lined up. I met Chris here at Blossom. One day he messaged me out of nowhere. He said, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. Let's go fly." And that's the language I speak. I said, "Let's do it." And we met up over at the Hill, at Blossom. And it wasn't a great flying day, but we got to fly, and we did a quick little shot and popped out a little video. And I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I really like your channel. I like what you're doing." He's got a school. He teaches powered paramotoring, and he also flies aircraft. And so Predator Paramotor, there's a link in the description if you want to follow his YouTube channel. I think you should. If you haven't already found it, I'm sure you already have. He's got tons of subscribers already. But he also has a school, and there's a link to his school. Hey, Parker Awesome, welcome. There's all kinds of good stuff that he's got going, and I know that he's going to add some stuff to our flying safety and well-being and excitement. Chris, welcome.
What's happening, guys?
You frozen over there?
Finally, two guys with dreads are on the show, and one's froze up.
Yeah. So there's a trick to getting the audio to work, Chris. If you can hear me, click the basically it crosses out the video and it just does audio. Try that first, and then sometimes the connection will come back eventually. Let me know if you're there, and if we need to, we can just I'll put you on speakerphone on the phone. I'll give you a call. Yeah. So last week, one of the guys accidentally did a super chat and donated $500. He meant to donate $5, and he donated $500. And some of you guys are watching that. Anyways, I want everyone to know that he got that back, as far as I know. And I gave my number. I told him, "Hey, look, don't trip. We got you. We're not gonna mess you up." Although Kyle did run out right away and spend like $400 and something, thinking that was going to be for him, but I told him we have to give it back. So
isn't that like where the pranker gets pranked? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Chris, do a mic check right now. I think
He's got his mute button on. Yeah.
Yeah, he's muted.
There you go. Oh, he clicked it back on mute again.
Looks like he's sitting in a paramotor.
Say something.
You got me?
I can hear you.
No go. How about now?
I can hear you, but you might need to turn off the visual. So just turn off the camera part. So instead of muting, yeah, there you go. Now try it.
How's that?
Try it one more time. Click on the camera.
Got me now?
Yeah, much better.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So how'd you get into paramotoring and talk about how you ended up flying around?
Well, I've always loved aviation and wanted to fly. But for me, I've been a kind of an adrenaline junkie my whole life. So first I discovered motorcycles and kind of road racing and went that route for a while. And I was racing for a while. Then I started doing instruction up at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And I did that for about 5 years, helped them develop their performance track riding program up there. So we had a great time doing that. And then I just decided to take a season off, kind of take a break, regroup, save a little bit of money. And in the process, I started flying some RC planes, kind of rekindled that flame for aviation. You know, I got some video cameras and sent them up and got that perspective and thought, you know, I need to get that perspective for myself again. So at that point, I found my way out here to the local airport, put in the 40 hours, you know, got me a private pilot's license, bought a little light sport aircraft, started buzzing around. And fortunately, as I started progressing and looking for more excitement, I bumped into an old guy out here at the airport, same guy that probably Brandon bumped into, Brandon McCloud. Yeah. And he said, man, look, here's what happens to every pilot. Everyone wants to go faster and higher as you progress. And if you have the money and the time, sure, go that route. But, you know, he's flown all over the world in all types of aircraft. And he said, you know, the most fun I've ever had is slow and low. So if you kind of want to cut to the chase, this is my advice. So I took that route. Fortunately, I started doing a little bit of paragliding, flying off local dams, pretty much anything I could find with just enough altitude and breeze to give me, you know, even a sled or anything was great. And then as I progressed and he kind of coached me, he wasn't the greatest instructor because he wasn't around a lot, kind of like Brandon had mentioned before, but he gave me the basic set of knowledge to get me off the ground and back to the ground safely and told me, kind of, here's what you don't do. So, and then I kind of took it from there. And, you know, once I realized I live in the flattest place around, I need some way to get off the ground. That's when I was asking more questions. You know, I don't want to drive forever for a 1.5-minute sledder and hike 10 minutes for, you know, a 2-minute flight.
Like at Blossom.
He was like, you need a motor. So, yeah, just like Blossom. So I thought, well, let's get the motor and let's, you know, let's go from there and figure out what this whole paramotor thing is.
Nice. So, you're kind of choppy on the audio, so I may call you on your phone and just put you on speakerphone if it keeps on breaking up.
I can't get my computer to load the app, so I'm on my phone now.
You know what's pretty wild, Robert?
Oh wow. Yeah, that actually sounded clear right then, so I don't know what happened there.
Sure.
Yeah, no video, just audio. So the computer wouldn't accept it. Maybe give it a try. Do you have Google Chrome on your computer?
Yeah. Try it again too. See if it
that was what that was the ticket for me tonight. I had some issues as well.
You know what's pretty wild, Robert, is I can't hear him unless I hit unmute on YouTube. Then I can hear him. But other than that, I can't hear him. But I can hear everybody. I could hear everybody else. So weird.
That is weird. Yeah, I'm thinking I might just if it keeps being choppy like that, I'll just call him on the phone regular. He can hang up and then we'll just talk to him since we can't see him anyways. Really appreciate you guys. Garrett Showmaker, glad that you're here. Welcome. Thank you for your gift. We're going to be doing a big show coming up. This is going to be on the 11th, April 11th. And we're going to be doing something really big. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really exciting. And you're definitely going to want to be a part of that. If you haven't set up your super chat abilities, go take a look at how to do that. I remember doing it vaguely, but I think you have to set it up in your Google, in your Gmail stuff. But yeah, give that a shot. You're not going to want to miss out on that show on the 11th. It's going to be an awesome one. So thanks, James Richardson. I see that contribution. So Chris, you were sharing with me when we were on the hill that you bought an airplane. Maybe take us through some of that process and what you transferred over from flying fixed wing aircraft to paramotoring.
Sure. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
So once I kind of got that fire going for aviation again, I decided, get the license. I was going to get a light sport license initially, but then as I progressed, I thought, I just want more information. There's more information to be had, so let me get all I can. And then I ended up with a private pilot's license. So I bought what's called a Falcon XP, and it's a 2-seater light sport. It's got a canard out on the front, kind of an odd-looking bird. Looks like it's flying backwards, actually, when you see it in the sky. So, yeah, I bought that thing, and I just started flying it around for, about a year. I got about 120 hours in it. Had some fun, but it's one of those things where it's, what's my heading? What's my altitude? What am I doing? Pay attention to the gauges, airspace, that thing. 500 feet at best. Maybe there's 10 deer down there. I can't really tell, So once I discovered the paramotor, it was like, dude, I can go down and touch the ground. And like, I know how many deer are there. They're right there in front of me. It's all up close and personal. You can see the speed because you're close to the objects on the ground. So that kind of almost killed my my want to fly the aircraft. It's more like sitting in the car versus riding the motorcycle. So but the general aviation stuff it's great knowledge to have for being out flying around, even in a paramotor. It's good to check the airspace, know what you might encounter along your route. Just the basic knowledge of airspeed is the key to, keeping yourself up in the air, obviously, and then altitude is your best friend when it comes to, mishaps or things of that nature.
Well said. So now you've got a school. You're teaching guys how to fly. How did you transition from being a student to being a teacher? And what stands out that you notice with instruction that that you're like, this is what I'm doing different, or this is what I'm doing because of what you've learned from others?
Yeah.
Kind of a vague question.
No, it's all right. How did I transition into the instruction part of it? Being an instructor at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, I love doing that and watching the guys go from, zero to hero. We'd get guys of, all ages and ranges and types and personalities, and everyone learns differently. So I really enjoyed doing that. So the instruction part of it kind of came natural for me after years of doing that. And, just watching these guys, as I say, go zero to hero. Man, I scraped my knee on the ground today. It was the best day I ever had. Thanks so much. And in a selfish way, that was just super rewarding for me, to help those guys do that and achieve those goals. So when I started the paramotor stuff, I kind of disappeared from the racetrack. And everyone's like, dude, where'd you go? Why aren't you at the racetrack anymore? What are you doing now? Oh, no, I see you're doing that crazy stuff. Why are you doing that? Come back to the racetrack. And which eventually turned into, okay, I think I might want to try that. So I just started converting the buddies from the racetrack and saying, look, man, that's a good time, but it's super dangerous compared to what I'm doing now. And I have way more fun for less risk, honestly. So at that point, they all kind of started saying, okay, let's see what it's all about. Then they started telling everyone else, hey, dude, we're doing this stuff now, and it's freaking awesome. So it just started growing naturally, and when I raced, I was the predator. I'd like to stay behind you for a few laps, see your weaknesses and take advantage of them. and just I wasn't in it for the points, you know. I like to lay back and then take first place. So I had the dreads hanging out of the helmet, so the Predator thing just kind of happened, you know. And then when I transitioned to Predator or paramotors, obviously it was Predator paramotor now. So the paramotor instruction, it's an even bigger reward for me, you know. Like, people were coming down out of the sky with like tears in their eyes, bucket list stuff, you know, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is possible. Thank you so much. So it's an even greater reward for me now at this point to be able to instruct guys in paramotor. As far as what I'm doing different, I'm trying to just collect information from everyone out there who's doing what I'm doing and see how they do it and what I can do to improve my school. You know, I went and trained with Matt Minyard down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And that guy can fly, man. You think you know what you're doing, flying a paramotor, and then you go hang out with people like that, and you kind of realize, oh, there's some tips and tricks I didn't know about. There's some things I could be doing different, you know. And you learn a lot from people like that. So my goal at this point is to travel around, meet new people, pick up new tips and tricks, see how they run their schools. I'm going out to Utah, Point of the Mountain next month. I'm going to mentor with Chris Santa Croce, get my USPP instructor certification with him, and just a little bit of everybody, you know. I did a trip out west recently, met some great people out there, collected great information from them and great contacts. You know, we're building all the equipment that we offer here. We're an official Parajet dealer. We've got access to all the ozone stuff from Aviator now. So we're trying to just keep a supply of whatever people would want, and just cater to their needs as best we can.
That's excellent. So how often are you getting guys that have tried the self-teaching route and end up coming to you because maybe they had a scare flight or a close accident or something like that? You get that often?
Every now and then. I mean, I had a guy last year, he bought a powered parachute on Craigslist and convinced his buddy that they should get in it and just hammer down. And I mean, it was successful to a point. They got off the ground, flew around a couple hundred feet, and you know, they didn't have any knowledge. So at a certain point, it was like, how do we land this thing? And I was like, so how did you do? Did you overflare? What happened with that? And he's like, what do you mean? We turned it off and let it hit the ground. And I was like, oh, it sounds expensive. And he's like, yeah, that's why we quit doing it. You know, cages and props and landing gear got expensive after 3 crashes. So luckily, you know, he didn't get injured, and he realized this is probably not the route to go. Yeah. So he fortunately found me, and I've had a few others who've actually been to training and paid for training and came to me for more training because they kind of realized, I figured out how to get off the ground, but I'm not great at getting back down, and there's a whole lot more to this I didn't actually learn. So they want to know, you know, how do I cross country? How do I spot land? I find a lot of people, they don't learn how to spot land. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty crucial thing that you might want to know when you decide to venture away from your LZ, which I find a lot of people, you know, they go up and they fly around that little circle and they land right back at the same spot. And they're like, I just wish I could go places. And it's like, yeah, of course you want to go places. You have this magnificent machine you can fly around on.
That is pretty awesome. When these guys, when these guys come, they're looking, you know, they're just trying to fulfill the dream. And I can relate to the powered parachute guys, because I didn't really care. I was just like, I want to send it. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm going to fly whatever it takes. I don't care if my dad has to pull me with a truck and we just use a long rope. I'm going to fly. And if you're out there and that's your mentality, just slow your roll just a little bit. You're here watching this show for a reason, because you're going to learn something that's going to protect you and keep you and keep mama happy. Because if you're broken, you can't go to work, mom's going to be mad. And so, yeah, that is such a critical thing. When I first started, same thing, didn't care. But I got to the place where I'm like, okay, I wasn't listening to nobody, landed on my back a couple times, full stalled, had a big cascade in the middle of the, you know, over the hills of Southern California. Got a wake up call. And, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that we can learn. We're flying a tablecloth with some strings, So and you add a motor to that. That's a back blender. It's
Right.
There's some dangers involved. What do you tell the new guy that wants to get in the sport, doesn't know where to start? He started watching videos on YouTube and he's here now.
Just do your research. You know, it's hard to not be anxious when you discover paramotor and you're like, dude, I got to do that tomorrow. But do your research. You know, we live in a time where there's great instruction to be had. There's great equipment. There's lots of it. You know, find out, go to someone and do an interview. If you find a school you like, go talk to them, meet them in person, see if they vibe with you, see if they're, you know, someone that you can work with, see what equipment they offer, try the stuff on, you know, get a feel for it. Like I said, everyone wants to jump into it, but like anything else, I mean, when you decide you're going to fly an airplane, you don't go buy an airplane, you know? So do the research, study up, and, you know, just make well-informed decisions before you you know, throw yourself into the sky. I was reckless when I first started.
You know, here's a funny thing. Unlike Robert, I was one of the guys up in the air crying, but I was crying so hard people thought I was peeing. So, yeah. That was rough, man. Don't be that guy.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've flown with tears of fear. I just want to get down.
That's only after the burritos, right?
That's after I did a few infinite tumbles. Tears of fear. I wasn't scared of that. I wasn't scared of that the infinite tumble or the you know. I was afraid that I was going to throw up on the guy who took me on this adventure. That's what I was afraid of, and I didn't get any on him. Did not.
Not cool.
I'm looking at the chat. I don't know if you saw that video, but I took it off the internet, but it did go instantly viral. I've got a couple questions. A couple more questions. One question: has there ever been a point where you felt like you were out of control?
Yeah. When I first started, there was like I said, I'm coming from a road racing background, right? And I'm an adrenaline junkie. So I don't know. I had some misconceptions in my head at first. Like I thought, dude, I'm going to get this thing and I'm going to put knee pucks on the cage and like drag it around corners and do wingtip drags instantly. And then I'm going to do some helicos because that looks freaking cool. And, you know, I was ahead of myself. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I seen it. I seen other people do it. I thought I kind of had an idea of how to do it. So I got myself into a few situations early on, and fortunately, I got out of them sometimes unscathed, but sometimes not. But fortunately, I lived through them and realized, dude, this is amazing what you get to do. Like, you get to go fly around in the sky. It's unreal. It's unlike any other thing. Every time I do it, I'm truly amazed and like appreciate the fact that I'm in the freaking sky flying around. So I just kind of developed this mantra of like, live to fly another day. You know, when I start thinking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm like, yeah, but what are the repercussions and is it really worth it? Risk and reward type thoughts these days versus when I was new, man. I was 6 hours in, I was split dragging water. I was trying to drag wingtips on the water. Like I said, I was doing full stalls. I was trying to do stuff that I, as a beginner, should not have been trying to do. I didn't have the knowledge. I just kind of thought I did. So, yeah, I've been in situations where I thought, dude, you're not in control of this. What did you just get yourself into? And fortunately, I knew some good basic rules of, you know, stay 3 mistakes high type of things where, you know, keep yourself in a position where if you screw this up, you can probably still get away with it. So people are going to do that stuff. I mean, and you can't tell them not to because that just kind of makes them want to do it more.
What was that said? Three times?
Yeah, stay 3 mistakes high is kind of like a general rule of thumb that I learned.
3 mistakes high, meaning that. Maybe explain that a little bit.
Sure. So if you're up there and you're thinking, man, if I make a mistake, I'm eating dirt, you're definitely not high enough. Obviously, you know, if you're If you're up there, 5,000 feet and you make a mistake, you've probably got enough altitude to fix that. And if you make another one and you still have enough altitude to fix that, you're definitely safe. So 3 mistakes high means, you're in that safe zone where if you really screw things up badly, you still have enough altitude to figure it all out, hopefully.
I like that. 3 mistakes high. We had a couple of days where the wind was blowing pretty strong here, and there was a pretty scary situation that happened. I wouldn't say that it was a gust front, but it was there was a front coming in, and the wind speeds went from about 10 miles an hour to 20 miles per hour. And at Blossom, at the top where we launched when you were here, Chris, the Venturi effect of the water coming over the top makes the wind maybe increase by, I don't know, if it's blowing 10, you'll feel gusts of 20. I don't want to say it doubles, but it's pretty strong. And a guy was coming in to land, and he was trying to top land, and he was getting hammered, and he was getting pushed back into the lee. And all of us that were on the ground it was pretty intense moment. I thought this guy's he's gonna end up getting hurt or something. And so we were prepared to go and like retrieve him from disaster at the top. We were standing at the bottom, and the end of the story is that he was fine. He got pulled back into the bushes. His wing was in the bushes. He had to pick out, but he was okay. He had a down safe landing. But there was a few things that I learned from that mistake. This just happened. Was that you have to know what your weather is going to do ahead of your flight. How much of your flying experience now is pre-weather intensive?
Oh, I mean, just like all you guys, my whole life is weather, How much is it blowing? People are like, 4 mile an hour. Who cares? What's 4? I'm like, it's all the difference in the world for me, dude. If it's 90 degrees and 0 mile an hour wind, and 80% humidity, I'm on the struggle bus. But, if the wind's blowing 4 and it's 70 degrees outside, I'm going to have a great day. So, I mean, weather's everything. I mean, it's all we look at. If you're into this, you spend a whole lot of your time looking at the weather and the wind and the direction and going, which location should I go to? How far do I have to drive? When can I fly? So, I mean, it's everything. Obviously, it's that one invisible factor that we have to deal with. And it's that thing that can just reach out and grab you, There's plenty of stories that you can find out there, people being sucked into thunderstorms and just bad things happening due to weather. And it's, it's that constant variable that's ever changing and somewhat unpredictable. I mean, obviously the guys are trying to predict it, but we know how that works.
We're at the halfway mark. I want to do some giveaway stuff. Parker, awesome. You are awesome, man. How do you become a moderator? That is a good question. I will reach out to me in the comment section of paraglidingtalk.com and tell me why you think you should be a moderator, and I will consider it. There's all kinds of stuff you can learn from the show. If you want to support the show financially, you can do that in the super chat now. Something new every day. You can also go to the Patreon. I have a Patreon page, and I'm going to start doing some stuff with the Patreon folks. All the Patreon supporters that have been supporting the show up until this point, I really appreciate your investment. You're investing in flying safety, not only for yourself, but for others and for some people that haven't even left the ground yet. So your investment's not in vain, and I really appreciate you, especially those guys that have supported the show using PayPal. Some guys do a monthly on PayPal, and for the price of a cup of coffee, a show, you can support something good. It's a good cause. And there's nothing like talking about paragliding. I was thinking about it the other day. A lot of times we'll fly for 15 minutes when it's not a great day, and then we'll land and just talk about flying for 2 hours on the ground. And so when we can have a show, especially when there's bad weather, no matter what. Now tonight, they're actually flying right now. And so I was going to turn on the radio, but I thought that would be kind of tormenting to know and keep on hearing their transmissions as they're flying around over there. But I'm going to try to fly tomorrow. So, anyways, if you want to support the show, you can do that. Go to the website, paraglidingtalk.com. We're going to give away some stuff. Larry, I heard you had an episode, by the way. Do you dare to share?
Sure, that's what we're here for.
All right.
My $4,200 Sunday last week.
$4,200 Sunday.
I gotta say, man, that makes my butt hurt. Oh.
So interesting. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago I got a new wing, and it's quite a different type of wing. It's 39 square meter. Remember, I fly a quad. So I've flown the wing twice. A lot of fun. It's reflex. It's really a fun wing to fly. And I was at the airport last Sunday and had the bag lady with me. So the positive part of it was that she videotaped everything. Or I might show my age, videotape. Anyway, she had the camera and had it rolling, set up the wing, and on launch, my line. And if you've seen this wing, it's got a lot of pulleys on it. It's something out of the ordinary. One of the pulleys got caught on some weeds. By the time I realized it and went off the throttle, it let go like a boomerang right into the prop. Now my machine has a clutch, so when I let go of throttle, my blade keeps spinning. It doesn't stop like a lot of machines that have a straight drive. So careful as I was on my setup, checking my lines, make sure everything wasn't tangled. I follow a rule when I launch in my quad. I count to 5. If my wing is not in sight by 4, I kill it. And it wasn't fast enough. So that wing got blended pretty bad. It's repairable, but
man.
So that was an expensive Sunday.
Okay, so you told me just a little bit before the show, but so the wing literally went into the prop, or are we talking lines got chopped? The wing itself got chopped?
Actually, the lines didn't get chopped, just the wing, believe it or not. So when it released from, the wing was caught, the line was caught, when it released from the weeds, the little cluster of weeds, it just boomeranged right into the prop. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't grab, couldn't do brake, couldn't do anything. And when it does it, it's a nice, loud, I mean, you hear it. It's very painful. But it's repairable. Either we'll repair it or we'll see. We'll make some kind of bag out of it. I don't know.
Make a windsock out of it.
It's orange, too. It's orange.
Oh, what a bummer, man.
But 2 flights on it. So I figure each flight was $2,100. So
where do you send it to get it fixed?
I have a couple of people. I'll probably go to Elizabeth, Eric Defoe's wife, out here in Florida.
Yeah.
She does absolutely unbelievable work. So, but I have other wings, so it's not that I'm grounded. I do have other wings.
Yeah.
It'll be a question of what the cost is, opposed to, I have my eye on another wing. I've had my eye on another wing for about a month now. So I don't know if I'll hold off fixing that and buy another wing, or we'll see. I got to see what the bag lady will let me spend.
The bag lady.
So, and she was there to watch it. So the funny part was you heard her in the background. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Well, you could tell her that's the cost of keeping you safe.
That's it.
And happy.
So the good part is, in my flying career, at least paramotor flying, all of my stumbles have been on the ground. So I'm happy about that. That's a good thing to report.
That is a good thing.
But I mean, I've had a couple of things happen in the air, but nothing like that. So, but it happens, and believe me, if you fly with me, you'll know when I set up, I am the last guy to get off the ground because I check and recheck and double check. And,
Bob,
it just happens.
Bob, the pilot, said maybe the manufacturer will send you one at cost. it may be less than the repair cost. Yeah, good point.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything, but maybe you should go see Chris. I'm just thinking out loud, but
Chris can sew it up.
Yeah, a little bit of tape, you're all good.
Orange tape.
Oh, this is beyond tape, brother.
Okay, duct tape, that'll work.
So,
by the way, we do want to give away tonight, Robert. So
you are going to give away something?
Well, we gave away last week, but let's give away a riser bag tonight because I think that's something people need to have. We haven't been giving riser bags away, so
a riser bag. No kidding.
So, Sean, when you get a chance, if you could pick a name.
Yeah. I'll pick my name right now.
Are
you doing the hat trick tonight, Sean?
Yes, I am. Look at this. Hey, look at this, guys. You see all this? That is some names here.
I always wonder. I didn't even think about it. That's why everyone is so nice to Sean.
Heck yeah, I got dreads, dude. That's what it's about. They're all dreads.
That's not why. It's because you're always giving stuff away.
Well, it's because I pulled their name out of a cool hat, man. If you had a cool hat, they'd be all about it.
That is a cool hat, I must say.
I mean, if I could put the papers in my hair, I would just like, let's see here, but
you and Chris Predator.
I know.
You guys both need haircuts.
We're gonna get together and we're gonna have a dread fest out there, and the whole town's gonna freak out like, where the heck did these guys come from? All
right, go ahead.
Dreaded.
This guy.
Pull it.
Okay. We have Nick Griffith.
Nick Griffith, congratulations. You are the winner chicken dinner. Reach out to Larry at paraorangeproducts.com for your winning. You just won a stuff sack. In your email that you send to Larry, please give him the size of your wing, make, and type of wing size. So he's going to send you a stuff sack so that if you're flying and you have to land out, you can stuff your stuff in there.
Robert, riser bag. It's a riser bag.
Riser bag.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Riser bag.
For the risers, the risers?
Oh.
The risers slide into the bag.
Orange riser bag.
Yeah.
I thought you broke up when you said it. I should have stopped you. I was he's doing a stuff sack.
You know what? For that, I think we should pull another name.
Oh.
We should pull another name for something else.
We'll give away another riser bag. Make it another.
Another one?
Hold on. What was the guy's name? I got to write this down.
Nick Griffith. That's NickGriffith.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Now so we've got the authorization for another pull here.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the
Not
thing.
For me.
When I pulled Nick Griffith's name, there was another name that came out of the hat at the same time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And this is the second piece of paper that came out of that one drawing. Now, I take that as a sign. This person, they really deserve to win something too. So Brent Hostetler. That's BrentHostetler.
I want to just
congratulations.
I know
Nick Griffith and Brent Hostetler.
Chris, I hope you're not using data for this. Please tell me you're not using data. I'm sucking up all your gigabytes. He's just laughing. That was a nervous laugh. Dang it. That internet connection. Can you hear me?
You got me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Well, congratulations. I can hear you, but I couldn't hear what he said.
It's anytime minutes.
Go ahead.
Oh, anytime minutes. Got it. Okay. Brent Holstler, congratulations. Reach out to Paragliding. Paraorangeproducts.com. You can email Larry at paraorangeproducts.com and he will connect you with the riser bag. Riser bags do come in handy. And That's a really good idea, by the way, Larry, to make those stuff sacks and riser bags. I love it. I think it's great. We're also going to give away a t-shirt tonight. Get my thing here. Riser, and t-shirt. Okay. It looks just like this. Paraglidingtalk.com. You're going to need this. You're going to need a Paragliding Talk shirt. Okay, go ahead, Sean. Pull it.
All right, here we go. Now you see, I got this here.
Hat.
The top hat is here and ready. So Todd is really, he's probably frothing at the mouth right now. He's probably got a few dollars for the cuss jar, being he's not on mic or the camera.
Yeah, where is he? I sent him an invite.
Jeff Dean.
Jeff Dean. I love Jeff Dean.
Congratulations, Jeff Dean.
I watched one of his videos today.
What was that? What was that he won?
He won a t-shirt.
Woo!
Paragliding Talk t-shirt. Congratulations. Jim Furman. I did not send your shirt yet. I have to make it. I gave away a large t-shirt, but I ended up, you're a different size, so I have to custom make yours. So Jim, I'm sorry, but yours is going to come in the mail when I send out Jeff Dean's. Congratulations, Jeff Dean. You are the winner chicken dinner. And Jim Furman. You guys are awesome. Okay, I want to continue talking about paragliding. Furman. So we get into this sport, and typically we have, we're gung-ho about it, man. It's all we think about. It's all we dream about. We obsess about it. We wait for Thursday so we can watch paraglidingtalk.com. It's nonstop. It overtakes your brain.
Well, that would be Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the paraporn schedule.
I'm pretty stoked about all the shows. It's hard for me to watch live though because I have church on Sunday. But there's two other shows too. You've got Eric's doing one, and then eventually I know that Larry and the gang is going to do one too. So that's coming soon. I think it's awesome.
Then I won't even have to fly. I can just sit there and watch YouTube and be like, "Yep, that's right. I got that."
Yeah.
What I was going to get at, and what I wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit, Chris, is how do you mitigate the risk? Because there's a risk to reward factor involved. How do you mitigate the risk when you're such a new pilot? I mean, that's why half of the people are here watching the show. We want to mitigate the risk and enjoy the reward as much as possible. What can we do? What things did you do in the beginning to be a safer pilot and be able to still be flying like you are today?
Honestly, at first I was pretty risky. Like I said, it took me a minute to really appreciate what we get to do and value it a little more, I guess you might say. Information is key, the more you know about what you're getting yourself into, obviously the better off you'll be. I'm from Ohio, so the Wright brothers were a big inspiration for me. I can't remember which one, but one of them was quoted as saying, "It's possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skill." So knowledge and skill can take you a long way in this sport. But good decision making, I think, is probably one of the bigger things that I try to reinforce in students and try to keep in mind myself. It's nice to know what to do when something bad happens, and it's even nicer to see that thing in the future and realize that it's a possibility and it could potentially happen to you soon, and maybe potentially avoid it instead of even encountering it in the first place. So I would just say get as much knowledge as you can about the sport. And there's great assets, there's guys like Chris Santacroce who are willing to just help anyone in the sport, just anyone. As a beginner, I didn't really know a whole lot. I didn't know too many people. I needed help. And I reached out to that guy and was like, I'm just a guy who knows a guy who told me about you. And he was like, dude, what do you need? So there's plenty of people in the sport they're out there. They're on the internet. You can get access to them and just reach out and say, hey man, here's what I need to know. Can you help me out? And most people were willing to say, what do you need? And here's how I can help you.
Yeah, I
just
love
like
it.
The show.
Yeah, this is one of many resources. What books do you recommend, or did you read any books?
I didn't. I'm a see it and learn it type of guy, and I get lots of students. I understand everybody learns differently. Some people need to see the written word and kind of process it that way through their brain. For me, you show me how to do it, I'll watch you do it, and then I'll kind of repeat that. That's how I learn. So I was obviously, like a lot of people, I was a big YouTuber. I wanted to just see it done, and that was kind of part of my problem at first too. I was watching stuff on the internet and going, man, I want to try that, without actually knowing 100% what it takes to do the things I was seeing. There's little stuff you can't see. You don't see the weather those guys are dealing with when you see them doing the Wagus stuff. I read about it and thought, wow, I need 10 gust and 15 and a nice slope to have some fun.
I like that. That wagon's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any places to free fly out there?
Not really. There's one over near Chillicothe, but it's it's nothing like you lucky guys got out there. I've been dreaming about that San Diego trip ever since I made
it. You're coming back, aren't you?
I'll be back. I'll be back. Like I said, Utah next month. I'm planning on endless foot drag. But in between sometime, if I can squeeze away, if I could find one of those cheap tickets in a spell of 3-day rain here, man, I'm gone.
Dude, there is no joke. $59 tickets on Southwest.
Yeah.
That's the sponsor I need to get for this show.
It's going to rain the next 3 days, Chris. I'm just saying.
I already looked. It's too late to book.
Yeah, that ticket will cost you a fortune right now. Speaking of flying, when you talked about the Wright brothers, there's a guy that watches the show. I don't know if he's still watching or not. Jeffro Gyro. If you haven't seen his channel, you need to go check out his channel. He literally made his own airplane and pieced the wood together. I mean, some of you guys know. I've seen you in his comments. But anyways, Jeff sent me this Garmin watch, and it's a Garmin Epix, and he just randomly sent it over, and I really appreciate him sending that. It's not cheap. I looked it up online, and it's a super cool deal, but it's got all kinds of little connections on there. But anyways, go check out his channel. I'm not saying that just because he sent me a watch, but go check out his channel, because he just dropped a video where he shows the pictures of him putting together, literally start to finish, an airplane. It's insane.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty cold. I pull his name out of the hat, and you ended up getting a watch.
Wait, he won? What did he win? I remember he got a Toe Pro.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a Toe Pro, or it was a vinyl sticker, one of the two.
Wow.
I know he won something though. Yeah,
that's funny. I saw him in the chat. He said something. He was like, "Wait until Rob sees what I sent him," or something like that. And I just kind of, I was like, ah. But yeah, super cool, man. This thing.
Yeah. His videos are really nice, man. He's got some gyrocopter footage in there too.
Yeah, he does. Awesome. Old school gyro stuff. Yeah, yeah, there he is. He's in the chat. So Chris, have you ever had any accidents or incidences where you hurt yourself or someone else, and what'd you learn from it?
Nice thing about PPG, and I think a lot of the reason we get away with what we do is because it's kind of you're imposing the risk on yourself. So I don't mind imposing a certain level of risk on myself as long as I don't do that to anyone else. So if I'm being a fool, I do it away from others and try not to let people see it, because we need to represent the sport in a positive light. The crash and burn stuff, it happens, but I try to keep it personally to myself. But yeah, I've burnt one into the ground. Wingtip drag. I was trying to wingtip drag a bean field, I went down, kind of scoped it out, and thought, yeah, it looks pretty good. It even looks a little cushy if it goes bad. Let's do a wingtip drag. So spiral down, touch the wingtip. It's looking good. But there's some weeds that are like 2 feet above the beans growing out of them, and they're sparse and thin, and they don't really stand out like the top canopy of the beans did. So as I'm in that wingtip drag, I look out and I feel this vibration, and I see that all of my lines closest to the ground are accumulating weeds on them. And at that point, it was kind of too late, but you know, I'm yanking right brake. I'm in a left-hand turn. I'm yanking right brake, trying to snatch it up out of the weeds, and it's just not happening. I'm full throttle, and you know, it turned sharp left directly into the ground. And you know, I wrapped the cage around the frame. The prop was 6 inches long in total when it was all said and done, and I was just kind of laying on the ground thinking, "Sweet, I'm alive." And that was a pretty rough one. My girlfriend was filming it, slow motion video. It looks real cool for a second before it goes wrong.
Wait, you got it on video?
Oh yeah, like most of the stupid stuff I do, it's on video somewhere. I mean,
So is that on your channel?
no, never made it there. At least not yet.
Wait,
it's not the best video quality, but it's a good one.
Recent?
No, this is a couple years ago.
And you still haven't posted it yet?
I guess maybe 3 or 4 years ago now.
Okay,
but,
hold on. Is this first time that you've let the internet know that you have a crash video out there?
Yeah, this is never before, never disclosed information.
So
I don't think, like, there's maybe 3 people, 4 people total that know about it, and 2 witnesses.
So the lesson for the show, this show, because usually we have a lesson in each and every show.
Yeah.
It's don't fly your paramotor low and hit weed. Because if you do,
I see what you did there.
You're going to land. And
I see what you did there.
It goes like this. You know.
See
so don't do that, kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one. That was one of them.
He said, "Don't hit the weed."
Yeah, don't hit the weed. Don't. Yeah, just don't. You see the weed? Don't hit it. Whatever you do, don't hit it. Because you do.
Well, so, Chris, you didn't get hurt?
No, I didn't. Fortunately, I mean, I got up, dragged my motor out of the field, and it cost me parts. Fortunately, it didn't cost me any body parts. So
right. I mean, look at what happened to Santa Croce. Same exact thing.
Exactly. And that's the first thing. I mean, I already knew about that before I even did it, and I still did it anyway. Bad decision making. Right. And then, you know, I suffered the repercussions because there was an unforeseen variable that got me.
So we're going to need to see that video now. And everybody that's watching, there's 101 people watching live as we speak. And the last episode that we watched, or that we did live with Kyle O when he was here, that video is close to 1,000 views right now. That's 1 week later.
Yeah, go figure. The one show I can't make because of Google kicking me, and thousand guys in there, and yeah,
I know.
We got to cram that like button, guys. Like, yeah, you know, break that thumbs up thing.
Smash it.
Yes.
Smash it. What do you got? What do you got on the agenda? What's coming next with the sport, with your school? What are your short-term, long-term goals? And I know you mentioned you want to come Southern California, and you're welcome to come stay with us if you want to. What are your goals as far as you going to do some cross-country stuff? You going to sign up for the Icarus? Anything like that?
Man, I'd love to do the Icarus, especially with the Atom 80 and the new 5-gallon tank I've been hearing about. I mean, if you can fly for like 6 hours, why not? Yeah, I want to build the school as much as possible. Like I said, I want to go out, learn as much as I can. I've been hearing about Point of the Mountain since I first discovered paragliding. So that's a big goal, you know, go out there, meet up with Chris, do some stuff on that front. Just build the school, you know, get as much knowledge as I possibly can. I've got a radio flyer, little red wagon, and I'm going to mount a paramotor to that and fly it into the sky. And it should be dangerous and exciting to watch. So stay tuned for that.
That's cool.
Got a few video goals I'm going to try to knock out this season, but I find myself most evenings standing on the ground, letting the students eat up that butter when they can, you know. And then I end up taking the bumpy stuff in the midday when they're all at work. But yeah, we got a lot of goals, a lot of stuff we want to accomplish, mostly just flying as much as possible, just like the rest of you.
Love it. Love it. Does your girlfriend fly paramotor?
You know, she's about to. We've had her do some free flight off of the practice hill. We were on the runway one day, kind of practicing. She had the motor on, ready to go, taxiing around. And this guy came in his light sport and was hot dog, like, ate up all the butter, just doing freaking low passes, showing off for us. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. We've seen on an airplane before. And that was her last day on the field. So we're kind of hoping for another good one to come by. We've got a couple Mavericks on the way, so we're going to put her on that Maverick 80 and probably a Pegasus too.
Hey, don't worry, Chris. I'll come down there and fly with y'all too. And Brandon, you know, we'll all get together.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, we might do a flying this fall as well, get everybody together. And I'm actually trying to maybe, if I could find the time, put together a little cross-country camp out overnight kind of thing for some students and other local people around the area, maybe in July, when you know you can camp out overnight and not freeze your body parts off, and you know, make it just a camp out maybe for the night and then fly back the next morning type of thing.
That's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
what are you flying? What's your go-to? What motor do you grab first?
I love the Zenith, man. I love the weight shift of it. It's a little heavier than the Maverick. The geometry of the Maverick's a little nicer. You know, the motor's a little closer to your back, so it doesn't have that pull on you. So I love a Maverick, but just the Zenith, I'm kind of stuck on it. I love the way it breaks down if I need to travel. It's super solid. The weight shift's great on it. I love my 17-meter free ride as much as it tries to kill me. That's what makes it exciting, and it's just like a super fun wing when you have some goals and you want to go out and do a certain type of flying. Half the time or more, I probably find myself on the school glider on like a Pegasus 2, something super slow that I can go up and just pull the crap out of the strings and not worry about what it's going to do to me, or you know, send it through my own wake and watch both wingtips collapse and pop right back open for me. It just wants to save me, you know, wants to keep me off the ground. And I can go super turtle slow and do foot drags, which is always fun, as well as, you know, the 50-mile-an-hour high-speed foot drags on the 17 are fun too. But I love all types of flying, super slow, super fast, all of it. And that's honestly the best thing about the paramotor for me is you can cross country, you can, you know, scare yourself to death, you can slalom, you can do so many different things. And like the fact that you can come down to the ground and touch it and kind of taunt it in a way, and then fly right back away is just stupid addictive for me.
We've got a winner for tonight's PPG Smoke sponsored smoke machine. And it's Sean. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Sean. The winner of this week's PPG Smoke.com smoke machine, Johnny Rivera. Johnny Rivera, congratulations. Johnny Rivera from Seymour. You are the winner. The winner chicken dinner. I'll be sending you details on how you can collect your winnings. Now you have a choice. Maybe you don't want a smoke machine. If you want a follow cam instead, you can switch that out. I'll send you an email and you can make your decision on what you want. But congratulations, Johnny. You are the winner. We're at that 1 hour mark. I really appreciate you guys coming on. We'll have an after show here in just a few minutes, so stick around if you're on live. And I know the chat will only go for about 5 more minutes after the show or something like that, 10 minutes maybe. Thank you guys. Congratulations to Nick Griffith, Brent Hostler, Jeff Dean, Jim Furman, and Johnny Riviera. You guys are the winners. And reach out to your respective agent. If you won the Para Orange Products thing, reach out to Larry at paraorangeproducts.com. And a special thanks to Mike Cotter and the guys that run Fly Michigan Powered Paragliders. Really appreciate your support of the show. Kevin Kimball and the crew from iFly Indiana. Appreciate your sponsorship. Steve Kane with paramotortools.com. Steve, you're awesome. And can't wait to meet some of you guys. Kevin, I'm going to have you on the show eventually. If you're watching tonight, really appreciate you and supporting the show. And special thanks tonight for Gyro Jeffro for sending me the Garmin watch. Super cool. I feel like I'm a part of the Adventure Club now. And again, all you guys that stay up late to watch the show, you guys are awesome. Justin Fox, Mike Cotter's right-hand man. Special shout out for you. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for your moderation, by the way, Larry. I really appreciate what you do. And every week you bring something to the table, stuff that we can learn, stuff that we can take with us. Thank you again. Brandon, I'm excited for your new show. And if you guys don't know about that, follow the link in the description to find out that there's a show on Sunday nights. You can check out that Paramotor Nation. And I'm sure you're going to have a website coming soon. And right now it's a Facebook connection, right?
Yeah, we haven't really gotten the website up yet, but we'll work on getting that this week sometime.
Sweet. Yeah, let me know if you need help. I use a pretty simple web creator deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Predator Paramotor, Chris has the website. I put the link in the description of this show. And his website guy is Garrett Schoenmaker. So Garrett, thanks for what you do, and maybe you can connect with him. Sounds like he's the.
Yeah, there we go, dude.
Yeah, that's a good guy to get a hold of right there.
All right. Heck yeah.
And if you guys got a second, I got one more quote I'd like to leave you with. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
This is my boy Wilbur Wright here. There's no sport equal to that which aviators enjoy while being carried through the air on great white wings. More than anything else, the sensation is one of perfect peace, mingled with an excitement that strains every nerve to the utmost, if you can conceive of such a combination.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And obviously, they didn't have the custom wing colors back then. They just had the white.
Yeah. I like that.
I want to say something too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I want to say something too. So, Chris, man, you've been an inspiration to me getting into paramotors, brother. You're the first dude I ever saw flying a paramotor, and you're one heck of a pilot, man. And I just want to say that to you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate
That's
that,
awesome.
man. Me and Brandon have had some good times together. This Ohio scene, we all kind of grew up on aviation in some way or another, just because it was born here, you know. So it's kind of in us. A lot of us went to the Air Force Museum as kids on field trips. So it's an Ohio thing that's coming on super strong right now. And what Brandon's doing with the group is amazing. You know, I got plenty of guys. I send them their way as soon as they're done here. You know, hey, here's where you want to go. Here's the guys that'll kind of help you out for the rest of your career and keep you up in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Awesome.
it, Brandon. Thank you.
Oh man.
You guys are awesome. I can't wait to get a motor and fly with you guys. Also, PLPP, Calvin, appreciate you, man. Thank you for being always being a part of the show. You're always ahead of the show. I see you in the chat sometimes an hour or two before the show. Sean, thank you for what you do. I know your hand hurts from writing everybody's name. We'll figure out a system soon. Maybe Google can help us out with some kind of a system.
That's all right, because you see this? I'm a pen pusher. You see this pen? I'm pushing this pen around on the paper. I don't even have to push it. I'd be like Larry, just write the name.
Larry.
Butter smooth. Just like Larry, butter smooth.
Butter smooth.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. One last question for you, Chris. Would you come back on the show again?
Oh, of course.
He's breaking up.
Dang it.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Anytime I'm free, guys. If I can get the time, I'm in. Just give me a heads up.
Nice. Okay, so
Maybe
it's a yes.
Video next time. I'm just sitting here in the simulator yanking and banking for no reason.
Yeah, I saw that. I was catching that one in between when we were talking. I saw you swinging around. Kind of jealous. I should probably set up mine in the room or something. Host the show.
The best office chair ever. I didn't know whether to put on a paramotor or my paragliding harness, because I was like, it is paragliding talk, but we're talking paramotor. So Paratalk.
That's right. Paraglidingtalk.com. We don't care how you fly. It's all about flying. We're going to have an after show. Thank you. Really appreciate you guys, all the people in the chat. You guys are the ones that make the show great. I'll catch you on the next one. If you haven't gone to the website, paraglidingtalk.com, go check it out and sign up for the contest and support the show financially using Patreon or PayPal. And I really appreciate all the guys that have been supporting the show from the beginning. And you guys are awesome. We'll catch you on the next one. If I don't see you in the air, I'll see you on the air. Thanks for watching.